Hello, and welcome, my friends, to the next video in the Create Better Content series, where I show you how to tap into your creativity so that you can stay consistent with your marketing and reach more customers. My name is Penny, and I'm going to guide you through this content development process because it's more than just creating engaging content and what are you going to post this week. It's about having your marketing reach qualified customers to help you make money. That is the goal of marketing. And if you want to learn more about how we use creativity to develop your content marketing plans, I would love it if you would hit that button below and subscribe to this channel. And below in the description box, there are several links, one of which is for the Content Prompt Playbook. This is for those of you who are using AI prompts and you're finding that your output is sounding a lot generic, like everybody else's. So this gives you 20 plug and play prompts that are going to spark some questions and ideas that are going to connect who you are in your business to exactly what your customers need. And another link is that you're going to see is that you can join us in the Marketing Strategy Collective. This is my group program where we get together every month on a Zoom call. You get a strategic workbook in your inbox. We are meeting on Patreon. This is a supportive group online experience, and actually see what happens when you get marketing experience and the support that you need. All right, so let's jump into this. The links are below, and you know what to do to learn more. All right, so let's get into this today because I want to talk about something a little different, but still having to do with marketing and growing your business. Because after working with small business owners for most of the time that I have been in business, my clients have been small business owners. And so I have seen all different kinds of people who have brick and mortar stores, people who are selling in online stores, people who are coaches, all of these types of businesses. And I've noticed something interesting about these businesses, that the businesses that continue to grow year after year are not the ones that are winning because one great big amazing thing happens. They're winning because of 100 small little moments, like small decisions, small improvements to their website, small conversations, habits, small habits, things that you don't even think about sometimes, but yet they matter. And these are the tiny actions that are going to create momentum. And while everybody else is chasing the next big idea, I want to talk to you about this power of small habits in your business and how you can actually utilize something like this within your control to help you continue to keep moving forward and seeing momentum with your business. So let's talk about this today, because I think that we've been taught to celebrate, what's the word? Dramatic transformations. We celebrate people who have six-figure launches, and we celebrate those who do viral social media posts. We love it when someone's got a huge email list, and I just made X amount of dollars just from 3 emails, overnight success stories. Those are amazing, and we're always like, tell me more. I want to know. I want to celebrate you. I want to learn more. How did you get here? What did you do? But we rarely celebrate the person who spent 15 minutes every morning improving their business. Because here's the irony of this. The one who's spending 15 minutes every single morning is usually the one that I have seen that has the more sustainable business. And I think that's one of the biggest mindset traps that business owners are seeing. It's that you believe that growth happens all at once. And when we follow people on social media and we see all of these launches and I sold X number of dollars through 3 emails, we see it on social media. And it feels like that because we can see people who says, I doubled my email, I doubled my revenue in 30 days, or I made 6 figures with this one launch. And Trust me, this one strategy, it changed everything. Now, those sound a whole lot like sales techniques, and I get that, and I totally get that. But what we don't see is all of the years and the steps and the small things that have happened before that moment. The daily work, the conversations, the refining, the habits that they developed. Because success stories, they are like, they're like a breakthrough moment. But we don't really see the tiny decisions that made the breakthrough moment possible. It's like watching a championship game, and it's maybe the last 5 minutes of the game, and your team won, and you're so excited about that. But the reality of that game is it wasn't in those last 5 minutes. No, it was from months of practice and preparation and adjustments, and let's do this and now let's do that. Let's do this now, let's do that. And the constant repetition. Well, your business works the same way. When we see these breakthroughs, it's just a result of all of these small habits that are happening. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love a big launch. They're so exciting. I love working with clients who are launching a new offer, hosting workshops and running promotions. And all of those moments matter because we have to do those things if we want to continue to broadcast our marketing messages out to people. But here's the thing that I've noticed. While we're spending all of these weeks preparing for a launch, you're not thinking about the time to build these habits that make a future launch even stronger. So if you think about it from that place, a successful launch depends upon the relationships that you've built, the community that's paying attention to your messages, the trust that you've earned, the people that have gotten onto your email list because they want to know more about what you have to say. And what about happens when they get on your list? All of those email messages that you've sent them that have nurtured them and have opened their eyes that this is how she does her business, this is how she works. You see the content, the conversations you've had, the credibility that you've developed. None of this stuff just happens during launch week. It happens months, lots of months, maybe even years beforehand. The one conversation, the one email, that one helpful post, the one time you did the follow-up. But when you repeat these things over and over and over again, I totally get it. That launch, it's going to get the applause. But those habits, my friend, those habits did the work. And here's the thing about this. Consistency and dealing with it isn't all that exciting like a launch is. Nobody posts on social media, I sent one follow-up email today, woohoo! Or, I improved one paragraph on my website, woohoo! I mean, nobody talks about that. Nobody feels like they need to announce that to the world because these things don't feel dramatic and we want to share them. They're just things that we do all the time. They're repetitive and they're quietly done in the background. And sometimes even they become automatic and we don't even realize that we're doing them. And that's exactly why they work. Because consistency is rarely exciting while you're living in it. Because the excitement shows up later, and a lot of times months later. And when these opportunities begin stacking up on top of each other, momentum isn't built because of some exciting breakthrough moment in a viral post. It's built through the repetition. So let me make this a little bit more practical here. Let me give you some examples about what I'm talking about. These are really simple habits that you can try using, and they will transform your business over time. Let me share with you some habits here. This first habit I wanted to talk about is something that I do all the time. I do LinkedIn conversations. So every time I log into LinkedIn, I am creating a LinkedIn conversation. Sometimes I'm posting, but mostly it's about me talking. Either I comment on somebody's post. And I mean thoughtful comments. If I can't just say 100% agree, I'm not going to comment on it. I respond to messages. I start conversations. People remember people who have shown up consistently. And if you can start a habit of doing one LinkedIn conversation every day, think about what could happen at the end of the month when you have actually spoken to all of those people and had conversations. So that's a habit that I'm talking about. Another habit is something like, let's see here, review one marketing metric every single morning. Not every single metric. Don't drive yourself crazy, but just one. Maybe it's something that's going on with the launch that you're doing, and you want to monitor your email because you want to see how many people are getting on your list, how many people are opening your emails, because then you're going to know, you can have a better understanding about, what's going on with your list. So every morning, check what's going on with your email. And then maybe the next day, check what's going on with your website traffic. And maybe the next day, look at what's going on with your discovery call. The goal isn't to obsess over the numbers. And that's an important piece that I want to talk about with this habit. That's not what I'm asking you to do. What I'm asking you to do is to stay connected to what your marketing is telling you. Those metrics are telling you whether people are opening your emails. Those metrics are telling you whether people want to know more about your products. That's what I mean. Looking at those metrics every day can give you a clue into what's going on. That's a habit that you can start. Another habit, really similar to that, is get yourself to send an email a day or have a conversation. Because most sales don't happen because someone saw one piece of content. They happen because people stay connected. So sometimes when people have put comments in your post and you just hit the like button, what if you just responded back to that comment? What if the person who sent you that message on LinkedIn in your DMs, what if you responded back to that? So I'm talking about it in a way of not being pushy, not being salesy, but helpful. Because if we can show up like that consistently, think about, again, like I had talked about, the number of people that you speak to on LinkedIn. What could happen after a month if you actually communicated with these people and continued to do more than just hit the like button? Because here's the thing about this. Small habits don't just improve your business. They change who you are and how you are running your business. So someone who sends follow-up every day begins to see themselves as someone who's building relationships consistently. Someone who reviews their marketing metrics every week becomes somebody who makes strategic decisions instead of based on, this isn't working, let me try this, right? Someone who writes a little bit every single day becomes somebody who knows how to create content naturally without always having to prompt an AI tool for that. So if you look at it like that, your habits don't just create results, they shape who you become in your business. And who you become ultimately then determines how your business grows. So let me leave you with this one thought after all of this. The small things in your business, those small habits that I'm talking about, aren't actually really small. They only look small because you're seeing them one day at a time. But when you view them over months and months and months, and even years, they can become enormous. One conversation done all the time becomes a network. One follow-up consistently throughout several weeks or months could become a client. One improved website page could lead to higher conversions. One better email develops stronger relationships. Daily habits become a thriving business. And the challenge isn't what we usually want to see, this immediate evidence that our efforts matter. But when we compound things, when we do this over and over again repetitively, it doesn't work that way. What gets rewarded is your patience. What gets rewarded is being consistent. And it rewards you as you keep showing up. And you continue to show up even before that payoff becomes obvious. So this week, instead of asking yourself, what is the thing that I need to be doing right now? What should I be doing? Try asking yourself a different question. What's one small habit that if I repeated it consistently would make my business stronger 6 months from now? And then make it so simple that you can't talk yourself out of it. Could it be one conversation, one follow-up, one page improved, one marketing metric reviewed? Those small actions may not feel so big today, but they will be quietly building something bigger than you can see. And that's the businesses that continue to grow. You're not always chasing those big opportunities, but you're consistently moving forward. And most often, let me tell you this, my friend, the ones that are repeating those small habits over and over and over again, they just become the foundation for everything else in your business and everything else about who your business is and how you help your customers. So thank you so much for joining me today. If this episode is starting to give you some ideas to start learning new skills for your marketing, I would love it if you would hit that like button. And then do me a favor. Hit the share button and share this with another business owner, especially somebody who has been struggling with their marketing. But if you want to take this further and you are interested in joining us inside the Marketing Strategy Collective, I would love it if you would learn more about this process that we do, where we take all of these ideas and I'm going to show you how to turn this into a content plan that drives sales for you. I want you to stop working in that solo bubble and learn how to work in a collaborative space to help you with your marketing efforts. The links are below. You know what to do to learn more, because you are magnificent, my friend, and let me be the first to say, I'm proud of you. Until next time.